Hello, what I want to do today is walk you through the 3 examples on the back of today's note sheet. What we're going to do is walk through the slide and divide, or the Phoenix method for factoring. And for this method, the big thing that we're doing is recognizing that there's a number in front of x squared. And so I can't do my normal method where I say what numbers multiply to 9 and add to equal 18. That doesn't work. So I gave you over here the 5 steps that we're going to follow. And step 1 says slide the 5 over in front of the 9. I'm going to do is slide the 5 over here, and I'm going to multiply 9 times 5. And it's going to give me a new problem, which is x squared plus 18x plus 45. So step 1, I slide the coefficient over and multiply, and that's where the slide and divide comes from. So now I have this new trinomial, x squared plus 18x plus 45. And what I'm going to do is factor this just like it's one of the easy problems that we've been doing for the last 6 weeks. So I'm looking for numbers that multiply to 45 and add together to equal 18. So regular factoring right now, numbers that multiply to 45 and add to 18. If you're not sure numbers that multiply to 45, start with your calculator. 45 divided by 1. Okay, 45 and 1, but that adds to be 46. 45 divided by 2 is a decimal, so I get rid of it. 45 divided by 3 was 15. So 3 times 15 is 45, and 3 plus 15 is 18. So that's my magic pair. So I write down x plus 3, x plus 15. Now, unfortunately, I'm not done yet. So put down your celebration, stop doing the touchdown dance, and realize, hey, if I were to FOIL this, I'm not going to get 5x squared plus 18x plus 9. I'm going to get a completely different answer. I factored this middle problem, not the original. So that means I need to do step 3. Remember, this method is not called the slide method. It's called the slide and divide. So if I slid over and multiplied by 5, now I have to divide by 5. So I divide both of these numbers by 5, and I check to see, can I simplify? Well, 3 divided by 5 is simplified, so I just leave it as x plus 3/5. But over here, 15 over 5 becomes plus 3. Now, we're really close. We've done step 3, we've done step 4 where I simplified. Now step 5 says this, and this is where the Phoenix method comes in, the idea of Phoenix, of rising from the ashes. I don't like having a fraction over here. And in fact, having the fraction there is wrong. So what I do is my denominator rises from the ashes, and it's going to come over here in front of the x. So my final answer is going to be not x, but 5x plus 3 times x plus 3. 5x plus 3 times x plus 3. Any fractions that are left in my parentheses, the denominator, the bottom, slides back out in front to become 5x plus 3. Now, I know that's a lot to kind of take in on the first try, so we're going to do 2 more examples like this from our note sheet. Plus, I'm going to put up a video, a separate video that has extra examples in it. So here we go. Factor 3x squared minus 5x minus 22. Well, the slide and divide method says the first thing we do is slide the 3 over and multiply by it. So I have x squared minus 5x minus 66. So now I'm looking for numbers that multiply to negative 66 and add together to equal negative 5. Negative 66 is a pretty big number. Maybe you don't know the numbers that multiply to be negative 66. That's okay. Get out your calculator and start doing negative 66 divided by 2, negative 66 divided by 3, until you find a pair of numbers that multiplies to equal negative 66 and adds to equal negative 5. I found negative 11, positive 6. Negative 11 times positive 6 is negative 66. Negative 11 plus 6 is negative 5. So I can factor this as x minus 11, x plus 6. Now remember, it's not called the slide method. It's called the slide and divide. If I multiplied by 3 earlier, now I divide by that same 3. That 3 I now divide by. And simplify if you can. 11 over 3 doesn't simplify, so I leave it like that. 6 over 3 becomes just the number 2, so it's simplified. Now before I circle this as an answer, I'm like, oh, there's still a fraction left. So the Phoenix method, rise from the ashes, bring that 3 out in front. So it's 3x minus 11 and x plus 2. The denominator went in front of its x to give me my final answer. By the way, if we wanted to check that, I would by FOILing. 3x squared plus 6x minus 11x minus 22 gives us the original problem that I started with, which tells me that I factored it correctly. Let's do one more example together, letter B from the notes. We're trying to factor 2x squared plus 19x plus 39. Well, that number in front is not the GCF, so I slide it over to do slide and divide. X squared plus 19x plus 78. So I'm looking for numbers that multiply to 78 and add together to equal 19. And I'll be honest with you, I don't have the numbers that multiply to 78 memorized. I use my calculator to find the right pair, and I recommend that you do that too. 78 divided by 2, divided by 3, divided by 4, by 5. Finally, when I got to 6, I got a pair, 6 and 13, that multiply to be 78 and add to be 19, the middle number. But notice, I can only do that because there's no number in front of x squared because I already did the slide. So I do x plus 6, x plus 13. Slide and divide. I slid over the 2. Now I got to undo that by dividing both of these by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is just x plus 3. That was easy. But over here, it didn't simplify, so I have 13 over 2. I don't like that. I can't have a fraction in my final answer. So I slide that 2 back up in front. I phoenix it, rise from the denominator 2x plus 13. So hopefully this verbal and visual explanation of what we did is more helpful than just watching or looking at the note sheet. If you still have questions, you can check out the additional problems example, or of course, see me for help in class. Thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful for you.